From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Reva University and Greenply.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The Bengal cash scam is getting bigger and bigger by the day. It's not going away. You've seen the mountains of cash. You've seen the scale of the recoveries. And you've seen how Partha Chatterjee has been arrested. And now he's been dropped like a hot potato by his own party now. But so far, all the pleas for justice in the teachers' recruitment scam, when they were questioned, when they were reported, when some sections of the media, especially Republic, raised it, they were disregarded. And now Partha says, the money doesn't belong to me. He says, when the time comes, I will tell you whose money it is. So I'm asking tonight, whose cash is it anyway? Let's debate.
The mega cash recoveries, the kilograms and kilograms of gold, the arrest of one former TMC Neta, and non-stop raids by the ED.
যে গাড়িতে পার্থ চ্যাটার্জি রয়েছে, যে গাড়িতে তিনি বসে রয়েছেন, সেই গাড়ি থেকে যখনই আমাদের প্রতিনিধি প্রশ্ন করছে, সেই প্রশ্নের কিন্তু উত্তর দিলেন না, তিনি কাঁচ তুলে দিলেন। এই গাড়িটা, এই ইনোভা গাড়ি, ব্ল্যাক কালারের ইনোভা গাড়িতেই রয়েছেন পার্থ চ্যাটার্জি। জোকা ইএসআই তে তাদেরকে নিয়ে যাওয়া হচ্ছে।
The reality of the teachers' recruitment scam that was brushed under the rug for the longest time cannot be dismissed like they were 2 months ago. Now, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee may have ousted Partha Chatterjee from top posts and declared a cabinet reshuffle.
পার্থ চ্যাটার্জি জেলে আছেন, এদের কাজগুলো কে করবে? কাউকে না কাউকে তো কাজগুলো করতে হবে।
The TMC has sacked Partha from all posts.
আজকে শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষা কমিটির যে বৈঠক ছিল, সেখানে আমরা যারা উপস্থিত ছিলাম একে একে সবাই নিজের কথা বলেছে, জানিয়েছে এবং সর্বসম্মতিক্রমে সিদ্ধান্ত হয়েছে যে দলের সমস্ত পদ থেকে পার্থ চট্টোপাধ্যায়কে উইথ ইমিডিয়েট এফেক্ট অপসারিত করা হচ্ছে।
But Partha may just be the tip of the Bengal cash scam. More TMC names are under scrutiny, from TMC MLA Manik Bhattacharya to the sitting West Bengal Minister of State for Education. So who is the end beneficiary of the truckloads of cash recovered? Let's debate.
On the debate this evening, Ishkaran Bhandari, Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose, Jaideep Majumdar, Associate Editor of Swarajya, Dr. Fuad Halim, Senior Leader of the CPM, Meeta Chakrabarti leans towards the Congress, Subir Bhaumik, Senior Journalist, Mohammad Zishan supports the Trinamool Congress. An opening bout tonight on this debate, on which I'm joined by Shawan, of course, who's tracking the agencies closely, and Abhishek Kapoor, our Senior Executive Editor, is Professor Manojit Mandal versus Sanju Verma. And I request both, because you've both had fairly, sometimes nasty sparring matches with each other, that we make no personal comments, we don't speak over each other, we depend on the weight of our argument. So I'm opening with you, but I hope that, you know, both sides maintain this part of the debate, right? Now, Professor Manojit Mandal, have you heard of the principle of collective responsibility? There used to be a principle of collective responsibility whereby if an individual is caught in such an act of corruption, the responsibility does not end but begins with. And therefore, if Partha Chatterjee has made 50 crores, maybe he's made 100 crores, God knows how much money he has made. Can you tell me whether he made the money benefiting from his position in the Trinamool Congress and in the government of West Bengal or not?
I believe you must have also heard about collective responsibility when the banks of the country were falling. You were covering that very famous PMC collapse in your city of Mumbai quite effusively. At that point in time, you did not raise the question about collective responsibility. When the country's economy is near collapse, GST, price rise, I think we are debating. You are not talking about collective responsibility. When 3% looted the banks of India, your and my money, 25,000 crores, because you did not see the money, because those, exchange took place in the dark of night. That's why I did not raise the issue about collective responsibility. Now coming to the question that you raised, it is the ED investigating agency now has to answer where does the money come from, whose money it is. It is not the responsibility of government of West Bengal, neither the responsibility of my party, which has rightly chucked this person out of all the posts that he used to hold. Now, it is also our question. We are also extremely curious to know how this, truckload of money, mountain of cashes came in. Nobody could understand, including the enforcement director of government of India. So, there's no question of... Yes?
May I please?
There's no question of...
Complete your argument. Complete it unless you complete your argument.
There is no question of aligning with any of what he has done in his capacity as a minister or individual. If at all he is guilty, he must be punished. But it cannot be two-way traffic either. You have to also punish the corrupt in BJP, like Shubhendu Adhikari, like Hemanta Biswa Sharma, like Shivraj Singh Chauhan, like the government of Haryana, which is actually the government of the two generations of convicts. Two generations now in jail. Please, madam, don't disturb me. Don't disturb me. I won't disturb you. I won't disturb you. Don't disturb me, madam. So it's a collective responsibility at all. Then the first thing that you must ask the Home Minister of this country for indulging in a criminal life.
Just 1 minute. Let him complete. Let him complete.
Prime Minister of this country.
Manojit, you made a long... Manojit, 1 minute. Don't make a long... You see, I'll tell you, Manojit. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Now,
before
I give you the opportunity to respond to Manojit Mandal, I must bring the attention of the viewers of the debate tonight to the frightful proposition indirectly put by Manojit Mandal that Partha Chatterjee was doing all this to benefit the Indian economy. Since he has so much concern about the economy, and by the way, Manojit, in order to destroy your arguments, let me tell you, we have been concerned, and that is why Republic had exposed the NBFC scam and the Wadhwans and DHFL much before you ever opened your mouth on them. But the question I asked is this: no individual made the money. Opposition made the money. And Partha Chatterjee in 2014 was given in charge of the Ministry of Education, which he held for 7 glorious years, Manojit Mandal. Do not try to cover your tracks. And do not tell me you never knew about the teachers' recruitment scam. When Republic and all channels used to talk about the teachers' recruitment scam, you said this is a lie. You said these are stories made up to defame the Trinamool Congress. It is a conspiracy against the Mamata Banerjee government. Oh, how convenient for you to deny that now. Sanjay Verma will respond to the debate tonight, which is going to be on whose money it is anyway. Sanjay Verma.
Okay. Arnab, I heard the long speech by Manojit and I did not interrupt him. I'm sure he will extend me the courtesy. Partha Chatterjee saying, Amar Noy. Not mine, this money is not mine. Now,
two senior TMC leaders, Kunal Ghosh, who's the national spokesperson of TMC, and Saugata Roy, who's the MP of Trinamool Congress, have completely dismissed Partha Chatterjee's claims that he has nothing to do with the loot of 120 crores or 150 crores. God knows the numbers are increasing every day. Now, it is very fine that Partha Chatterjee has been sacked from the Mamata Banerjee cabinet. It is all good that senior leaders are, disassociating themselves from a tainted individual. But my main question is this, Arnab, and your audience needs to know, as you rightly said, the SSC education scam, recruitment scam happened between 2014 and 2021. For 7 long years, Mamata Banerjee either has to be extremely incompetent that such a big scam was abetted right under her long nose and she was clueless about it. Or she has to be corrupt and she was aware of it but took action against Partha Chatterjee only due to relentless investigation by the Enforcement Directorate and media coverage which left her with no choice. I'm given to believe that Mamata Banerjee is both incompetent because she was aware of the scam and chose to keep quiet. Still, it was difficult for her to continue to support Partha, and she's complicit because I fail to understand that how is it that you can say we have nothing to do with it when it is the Trinamool Congress which went to the Kolkata High Court in November 2021, pleaded before Justice Abhijit Gangopadhyay, saying please do not hand over this case to the CBI. Justice Gangopadhyay said nothing doing, CBI will take over this case. Then Trinamool Congress and Partha Chatterjee went and pleaded with folded hands in front of a division bench of the Kolkata High Court presided by Justice Harish Tandon. He also said nothing doing. Prima facie, there is evidence of proceeds of crime, money laundering, corruption in the highest places in West Bengal is the exact term used by Justice Harish Tandon. Look at the audacity of Trinamool Congress. Look at the audacity of Mamata Banerjee. Then they went to a bench led by Justice Raja Shekhar Mantha of the Kolkata High Court. Raja Shekhar Mantha also said, nothing doing. There is ample evidence of corruption in high places in West Bengal. So to say that Partha Chatterjee is corrupt, but Mamata Banerjee is honest. To say Partha Chatterjee is dishonest, but Mamata Banerjee is reincarnation of Raja Harish Chandra. This is absolute hogwash. Mamata Banerjee has to just answer one question.
Okay, now
I will just take 10 seconds. When Mamata Banerjee removed Partha Chatterjee as education minister because she was aware that, a scam was unfolding, why did she give him the commerce ministry, the information technology ministry, the public enterprises ministry?
No. The question being,
can I reply?
You took away the education ministry.
Fuad Halim is on the left.
In 2021, but you rewarded him with half a dozen ministries, including commerce, transport, information, technology, public enterprises.
Understood. You don't have to exhaust all your points in your opening remarks. Just a quick point I want to bring in right now. Fuad, 1 minute. Fuad and Jaideep Majumdar on the debate. Monojit stays on the debate on the other side. I want to bring in Subir Bhaumik as well. And I have been really surprised. First of all, let me say without the slightest bit of ambiguity that besides Republic Bangla, I don't know any other Bengali news channel or Bengali media which aggressively reported on this matter. But Republic Bangla did. And when we did, we were told we were being biased. The question is this, Fuad Halim, the question is this. Did Mamata Banerjee or did the Trinamool Congress even acknowledge that there is a scam earlier? Today she wants to wash her hands off by saying, I have sacked Partha Chatterjee. But did she ever acknowledge that there was such a scam in Bengal?
Well, in Bengal, neither the Bharatiya Janata Party nor the Trinamool Congress had acknowledged this scandal because the 7,000 students, meritorious students who have been denied their right to actually formally join their government jobs as teachers, That case is being led by Comrade Vikas Ranjan Bhattacharya, the Rajya Sabha member of the CPIM. The second question you have to understand that when Partha Chatterjee says the money is not his, he is speaking a criminal's language and he is speaking to two people. He is speaking to Mamata Banerjee and he is speaking to Narendra Modi. When he says the money is not mine and I will reveal at the right time, he is telling Mamata Banerjee that in the next meeting with Narendra Modi in August, you please keep this in mind that I might sing against you. He is telling Narendra Modi that I am available for you because I have left the door open. I am saying the money is not mine and I will reveal somebody's name. If you negotiate with me directly, then I might be of use to you. So this is the entire what you call conspiracy that is being played out, part and parcel. The Bharatiya Janata Party MLAs in the West Bengal Assembly did not read what Sanjay Verma is raising on your TV channel, which is most unfortunate because that's the dichotomy that's actually playing itself as far as the BJP is concerned here in West Bengal. They've got 18 MPs from West Bengal in the Lok Sabha. Not a single BJP MP raised the issue in the Rajya Sabha. On the other hand, the Trinamool Congress, for 500 days, these students have been telling the government, telling the departmental secretaries, telling the departmental ministers, telling the chief ministers on two occasions when the chief minister herself has gone over there and promised these students that there is going to be action after the last elections. We have seen the result has been a big zero. The result has been a big zero because this money has not suddenly come into these places where they are being unearthed from. There is a big trail. There is a parallel apparatus of corruption which the BJP and the Trinamool with their shared leadership. You have to keep in mind, Mukul Rai was a kingpin in this issue. He is in the BJP today. Sanjay Verma, Mukul Rai is your party member. Subhendu Adhikari, who is a major link in this entire corruption scandal, is a member of the Bharatiya Janata Party. So let us don't raise your voice, Sanjay Verma. You should have had the guts to ask your MLAs, the BJP MLAs in Bengal, why they did not raise their voices? Why have the Bharatiya Janata Party legal cell not added themselves in the court case that these students are fighting and they have brought Mamata Banerjee to her knees today? The Bharatiya Janata Party was looking for easy pickings because they are part and parcel of the corrupt conundrum here in West Bengal, and Sanjay Verma is actually voicing a
Mr. Point. Can I come back to the facts? Fuad and Sanju, may I just come in for a moment because this is Fuad and Sanju, 1 minute please, 1 minute. Okay, thank you so much. My point is, Fuad, listen, Fuad and Sanju. Just 1 minute. Fuad and Sanju, I know you want to take on both Narendra Modi and Mamata Banerjee. You are doing an admirable job of it, but let's go to the facts out here. Let's go to some facts here. Fuad and Sanju. No, Fuad 1 minute. Fuad 1 minute, please. Fuad 1 minute, please. Sanju, 1 minute, please, Sanju. Thank you so much, Sanju. Even Fuad has stopped. You need to stop now. And thank you very much, Anand. I think Fuad, we must. Fuad, listen. Fuad, 1 minute, please. Fuad, 1 minute. Even Sanju has stopped now. Now you stop for a moment. I want to go to Subir Mohammed. I want to go to Subir Mohammed because 1 minute please. Fuad, listen to me. Fuad, listen to me please. Thank you so much. Can I have Fuad on the left? I was speaking to him. Fuad, listen to me. A very elementary point. No, 1 minute. Monaji, just 1 minute. Monaji, just 1 minute. Fuad, you are giving the TMC an escape route and I don't know why you're doing that. You don't need to give the TMC an escape route,
No, you're giving
but you don't have to give them an escape route.
You are giving the TMC the direct access to the BJP on your channel. The TMC is negotiating with the BJP. And that's what happened here in Darjeeling. Mamata Banerjee, Vishwa Sharma and Jagdeep Dharkar had a meeting in Darjeeling. They were meeting and they were talking.
Fuad, can I ask you one thing? Can I ask you one thing? And Sanju, just wait a while for me, please. Wait a while, Sanju, please, because this is very distracting. Fuad, my question is to you. My question is to you, and you need to think through the answer to this one, please. Thank you so much. Fuad, you know, I know that you have a. Can I just, what, can you just be quiet for a minute so I can ask you a question? Thank you so much. Thank you. What? Sanju, now you got to stop now. This is getting ridiculous. Please. You both have to stop. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to go to Subir Bhaumik. Subir, is it possible, Mr. Bhaumik, that Mamta Banerjee did not know a thing about this scam? You see, this is not an ordinary scam. It has been the talking point in Bengal for a very, very long period of time. There have been innumerable protests on the streets. Young people's lives and careers have been affected. Is it not true that the TMC tried to normalize the scam, underplay the scam, that every time there was talk about a scam, till recently Mamta Banerjee tried to blame the centre for ED threats and vindictive politics. In fact, till August last year, she used to repeatedly say that. And I cannot understand for the life of me why the principle of collective responsibility does not apply to Mamta Banerjee. Why are people not talking about it? Too afraid to ask? Mr. Bhaumik, what do you think?
I fully agree with your proposition that there has to be an element of collective responsibility. And this has to be there at the level of state government, central government, everywhere. Okay? So if my minister, and I bring in a military imagery, if your captain goes around raping women in the name of counterinsurgency, does the colonel who leads the battalion gets away scot-free? He doesn't. He has to bloody well answer. It's his bloody job to, control his officers and ensure that they do their job properly and not go about doing things that they're not expected to do. I went to a military school, and that's what this imagery comes naturally to me, that if your subordinate, if your junior is doing something funny, you are answerable at the end of the day. You can't sort of shrug away the responsibility. And this holds true about every single chief minister, every single prime minister, every single minister. Even if your departmental secretary is doing something funny and making money like this or doing something, the minister can't say, I didn't know, and vice versa. So there has to be collective responsibility, and there is no shrugging that away. There is no way any responsible politician or administrator can say, well, I didn't know what was happening next door. Number two, if that's true, that means you're terribly inefficient. If you're keeping a watch on everybody, you sort of pulling up people who have posted some meme about you, and you don't know what your own minister, one of the most important ministers, is doing. And people have been agitating, people have been on the streets, people have been there for 500 days, and thousands of young boys and girls, who sort of denied what was rightfully theirs. And then if you say, I didn't know, I'm the last person to believe it. I've been long enough in journalism, and this is not natural.
Arnab.
So this is not normal. So there is no way, there is absolutely no way, like the colonel who leads his, battalion can't say my captain did it, it's not my business, he did something stupid. Well, he did something stupid, but you are supposed to be answerable for him. So, as far as collective responsibility is concerned, I go with you.
Okay,
and this
I completely take the point.
At all levels of government, center, state, everywhere.
My limited point here was simply this. And Ishkaran, I know you want to come in, so does Jaideep. Just allow me to come to the other guests. I'm just going to come back to you, Mr. Bhaumik. You see, the fact here is, and I think that Fuad also should rise above partisan politics today and say that while we have been attacking the ED day in and day out, how come we are supporting the ED in this case? Simply because the person who is the target of the ED action is our political opponent. By which logic it would appear, Ishkaran, that Fuad Halim's logic is, if you're targeting my political collaborator, you are bad. If you're targeting my political opponent, you are good. So the ED is good in this case.
Arnab,
but bad in every other case, including the Sanjay Raut case. That logic doesn't apply. Ishkaran Bhandari. Ishkaran.
Yes.
No, you
Arnab,
are
it
also
seems that
neglecting
ED, Arnab, it seems.
No, let
Can I
Ishkaran
just
reply.
let me
I'm coming
make my
back.
point?
You'll have a fair chance to respond to
Let me just make my
Ishkaran.
point.
effectively.
Let me make my point, please, Arnab.
No, just let
Arnab, he's
Ishkaran make
spoken
his
enough.
point. You surely will
He has
jump into the
spoken
debate
more
right
than
after
enough.
that.
Picking up Mukul
He has
Rai of the
spoken.
Bharatiya Janata
He has spoken
Party.
for more minutes than his members of parliament or members of assembly. Arnab, can I speak now? It's a question to me. He's speaking more than enough. Arnab, ED seems to have become the new EVM.
Mohammed Zishan on the right, Monojit on the right.
ED, 1 second, Arnab, can I make my point? Can the heckling stop? Arnab, ED seems to have become the new EVM. If you win the election, EVM is perfect. The minute you lose the election, EVM is malfunctioning, EVM is manipulated by the government. So ED seems to be the new EVM for them. But let us deal with the facts in this case. It's a legal principle that a man may lie, but documents do not lie. In this case, not only it's a document, it's multiple bundles of cash amounting to crores of rupees being found from close associates of an extremely senior minister. How does that get explained away? The minister says the relevant time will tell. Then that means that it's people higher than that minister, or it's that minister. Both cases, it reflects extremely badly on the government, and they have to answer. Not only that, let's move to the other point. See the audacity of this scam. It is not a sudden ED raid. It's not a new case that was registered in Delhi and someday in the morning they came at 4 a.m. It's a case which has been gone to High Court. It's a case where the minister has been summoned. It's a case where he has challenged those summons. Even after that, his associates had this much of money. What was the patronage he believed he had that the money was not gotten rid of? Or was the sums of money so huge that they could not get rid of it? These are the vital questions which have to be gone into in this case. And the person being in jail, that he is now saying that for 10 years or 8 years he was very senior minister. What is the corruption in other departments this person was heading? This person won't have just done corruption in one department from the massive amounts of money which has come out. So all that needs to be investigated very, very thoroughly, because we have a massive record cash seizure in an ongoing investigation involving a very senior minister of West Bengal.
Yeah, Mohammed Zishan, just look at the scale of the scam. I refuse to believe it was orchestrated by just one man, Partha Chatterjee. You actually believe? You actually believe that? Or you're going to just say that to make the TMC happy? You think all of this money, only one person was involved?
No.
Who was authorizing? Who was on the SSC panel? Who was involved in hiring the 269 people without qualifying teachers' eligibility test? No, 1 minute, Zishan, allow me to complete and I'll give you a full chance to reply. Please understand. I'm sure you do not believe. And today is the day for you to come on television and say, no, one person could not have carried out this scam. It's a huge scam. Tens of thousands of people have been duped. Cash recoveries of an unimaginable scale have been found, and the person who is at the center of it all is the topmost TMC leader, right-hand person of Mamta Banerjee, cabinet minister for education for 7 years, holding important portfolios, leader in your assembly. He is no ordinary leader. How can you even dream that you will lay all the blame on this individual and walk away? How can the TMC expect to walk away? Would anyone in Bengal even believe that today?
You can give the judgment by sitting on the panel, but we are not allowed to do so. The investigation is going on.
If you cannot come to a conclusion, then why have you sacked Partha Chatterjee? If you cannot come to a conclusion, then why have you sacked Partha Chatterjee?
Which are popping up in this case till now.
Why have you sacked Partha Chatterjee? Why has your party sacked Partha Chatterjee? No, if there is no case, and Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose wants to come in, and Jaideep Majumdar and Barrister Kabir Shankar Bose on the left, please. If you believe there is no case, why have you sacked Partha? Why have you sacked Partha? No, you tell me why have you sacked Partha? If you are coming on my show and saying there is no case, if you are saying there is no case, I don't believe the ED. Why have you sacked him?
This is the speciality of.
Why have you sacked him?
Why don't we find the same thing in BJP? No, you have to allow me to speak. You have to allow me to speak.
If no, 1 second. Do you believe there's a prima facie case against him or not? Tell Jaideep, who's watching the debate, do you believe there's a prima facie case against him or not?
I'm not defending anyone.
No. Do you believe there's a prima facie case against him or not, sir? Do you believe there is a prima facie case or not against him?
Our party is not at all defending Partha Chatterjee. Our National General Secretary Abhishek Banerjee has made it clear.
No, do you believe there is a prima facie case against him? Basically, there's a case against him. Do you not understand my question?
Investigation is going on. I don't want to comment. I don't want to comment regarding the judgment, regarding the
Kabir Shankar Bose. Kabir Shankar Bose, please.
Subjudice in the matter.
We are,
case is subjudiced.
Arnab, we are on the issue of collective responsibility. Let me go back to just in time before when Justice Ganguly was hearing the SSC scam. If you recall, there was a collective effort to stop lawyers from entering that court. There was a collective effort of blocking that court. Whose collective effort was that? It was all Trinamool Congress affiliated lawyers. If at that point in time, there was a collective effort from blocking the court, from trying to ensure that Justice Ganguly cannot deliver justice, then now when ED has come into question and the senior most minister of the Mamata Banerjee cabinet has been arrested, why cannot there be collective responsibility? And the chief minister or the national general secretary, why can't they say that yes, we take collective responsibility? Were they not involved? Was it not their party people, their party affiliated lawyers who were trying to stop Justice Ganguly from delivering justice?
Can I reply?
Many times.
Monojit, take that. Monojit, reply. Monojit replies to yes. 1 minute. Zishan, let Professor Monojit Mandal reply to that. It's fairly direct. It's fairly direct.
I'm speaking on behalf of the All India Trinamool Congress, and the stand of my party has been consistent. By hearing the concerns of the people, voice of the people, the party has taken a call to suspend this person, to remove this person from all the posts that he held. That is the moral standing of the party known as Trinamool Congress. Other allegations by an advocate representing the BJP.
And you're going on some
my learned friend is not the way you behave in a court of law. No, you don't know how to behave on TV studio. How do you behave, my learned friend, in a court of law? Do you disturb your friend when he's speaking? So you may be having some grudges with the lawyers of Calcutta High Court. You being a lawyer, forget about your political affiliation, how you lost badly in Srirampur. That's besides the point. But this is not the way to behave on television. I listen to you patiently.
Why didn't you answer the question?
To the question, I am answering. We have got nothing to do with the lawyers, quote unquote, protesting inside in a courtroom. We have got nothing to do with that.
A single question for them.
Sir, you first listen to me. This is not the way you behave in a court of law, do you? That's why you probably lose all the cases that you fight in Supreme Court. That's besides the point. And also the election that you badly lost in Srirampur. That's besides the point. Don't behave in this manner. Coming back to the issue.
I don't need to get personal.
Monojit. 1 minute, Kabir and Monojit, I have a counter here. 1 minute. I have a counter here, Monojit. Monojit, I have a counter here. I want to bring in Abhishek and Shawan for a minute into the debate. No, Monojit. Monojit, 1 minute. Monojit, 1 minute. Monojit, one sec. I want to bring in Abhishek and Shawan right now, and my only question will be, Abhishek, and maybe you can speak first and then Shawan can come in. Did Mamata Banerjee acknowledge this scam earlier? Or has she suddenly acknowledged the scam by sacking Partha after piles and piles of cash have been recovered? Has she ever acknowledged that there is a teacher's recruitment scam ever? Before last week? Abhishek.
I think she did say that all those who were guilty would be punished. I think she was promising some action to some of the victims who came to her or who approached the party. I am surprised, Arnab, that this Dware Sarkar thing that happened, was there no feedback available to Mamata Banerjee? The fact of the matter is, as much as Partha... used or misused or abused his position, he was also a position holder in the sense that there was, apart from him, the chairman of the education board, the secretary of the education board, and the entire chain.
Abhishek, Partha Chatterjee was given charge of industry and parliament affairs, and Monojit knows this, in 2011. In 2014, he was given charge of education. In 2021, he was given charge of industry and parliament affairs. He held several party posts. He was Secretary General of the party's unit. He was a member of the party's disciplinary committee. He was a part of the National Working Committee. He won 5 consecutive terms on a TMC ticket. He has had 5 decades in the Trinamool Congress. He was in the Congress Chhatra Parishad. He has been with Mamta Banerjee for 50 years. You cannot wash your hands off him today. However much you can try. And let me tell you, Monojit, you have already acknowledged that there is a scam. Because if there was no scam, you wouldn't have removed Partha. The only question is whether Partha was operating alone.
I tell you, there was a case which was going on for 3-4 years, and then the ED came into the picture. Forget about the fact that ED has got abysmal records in convicting people.
Sure.
Forget about the fact that ED has gone super fast in raiding the opposition house. Our position again consistent. The ED systematically targets the opposition leader, especially Mamta Di and her salary. Forget about Mamta Di. The ED and
Professor
the CBI and IT.
Professor Mondal, he was already called in for questioning long back.
BJP,
where were you or where was your party when the Calcutta High Court made scathing remarks?
I'm telling you, there was no
Professor Mondal, can you actually shy away from the fact that your party did nothing? Did absolutely nothing when the Calcutta High Court came with some scathing remarks?
Refresh your memory. Refresh your memory. Judgment came only in the month of May. Right? There was a case. Case was going on for last 3-4 years.
The committee that was set up by Justice Ganguly had worked for a couple of months.
And the panel that he constituted, Professor Mondal, please be honest tonight. Please be honest tonight and tell everyone that the panel that was constituted by Partha Chatterjee, what did the Calcutta High Court have to say about that? What did the Calcutta... Professor Mondal, you can continue with your whataboutery, but the fact here is that the panel was illegal. Second, he was called in for questioning by the Central Bureau of Investigation. What did you do then?
Okay. Manojit Mandal. Loud. Manojit, I can't hear. Louder in the studio, please. Manojit Mandal.
And we have removed him. Follow our suit. The criminals, the 10 ministers in the central government. I named them.
Mr. Mandal.
I named them.
Mr. Mandal.
That is the moral.
Mr. Mandal, 1 minute. Professor and Mr. Mandal, please, just for a minute. Just for a minute. I was actually, that was a trick question. Because when I asked this question about collective responsibility, I assumed that as an ethical person you would say, of course there's collective responsibility. But to the contrary, I was shocked that you refused to accept collective responsibility. I would like to remind you, Mr. Mandal, and on this maybe Jaideep Majumdar can come in from Swarajya, because top Trinamool leaders have already accepted collective responsibility. Allow me to complete now, please, sir. Allow me to complete. Allow me to complete, Mr. Mandal. Allow me to complete. Allow me to complete, Mr. Mandal. Your audio is not clear in the studio, but allow me to complete. 1 minute. Mr. Mandal.
I'm not saying that you are tuning my voice.
Just listen to me. Mr. Mandal, I don't want to waste time. I'm going for the jugular and asking you a straight question tonight. Firhad Hakim is a top Trinamool leader. He said, way back in April 2022, he said, if there is a scam, I am as much responsible as Parthoda. We are all responsible. This is a collective responsibility. The statement was made by Firhad Hakim, and you tried to deny that there was a scam at all. Today there is a scam. There is your acknowledgement of collective responsibility. I want to know, and the nation wants to know, what will you do? Display your collective responsibility, Mr. Mandal. This is the opportunity to take a high moral position. Display your collective responsibility, Mr. Mandal. Do it now.
Has the ED proven that there is a scam?
Arnab, you can't give a
Has it proven that there is a scam? Or are you delivering the judgment?
Just
that
1 minute.
Is a scam? Are you delivering?
I don't understand what kind
Okay,
of
are you saying 1 minute? To which my counter is 1 minute. Now, Mr. Mandal. Now we'll have to really ask you a straight question tonight. You're asking me.
I know what is the question.
You're asking me, are you, Mr. Mandal? I'm making my point, so it's time you hear me. We don't speak over each other. You say to me, you think, Arnab, there is a scam? To which I ask you, that do you think, Mr. Mandal, that there is no scam? Or if it is your belief that there is no scam, allow me to complete. If it is your belief that there is no scam, allow me to complete. Then have you sacked Partha Chatterjee only for damage control?
I'll tell you. Is
it only for damage control? Are you acknowledging on my program that you're sacked this man only to deflect the attention and for damage control, Mr. Mandal? Answer me tonight.
Can I have the sagacity from you that you allow me to reply? It's 1-to-1.
1 versus 1. Yes,
Neither
please.
am I saying that there is a scam, or I'm saying that there is not a scam. It's in
You're saying there is no scam.
You cannot. No.
You're saying there is no scam.
The ED has to.
This is unbelievable. Sanju Verma and Monojit. Are you saying there is no scam?
Whether there is a scam.
Are you saying there is no scam?
There is a. I'm not saying anything whether there is a scam or not.
Yeah, I want
we have taken a call based on the people's response through media, including you. We have taken a call on the basis of people's voice response channeled through you, the media, including your media.
So you have...
This person cannot morally continue as a minister.
Sanju and then Jaideep, please. Windows on the screen, please. Sanju and Jaideep on one side. Manojit Mandal is on the other side with Meeta, please. Yes, please. Thank you, Anand. Let's go fast. Sanju is responding. 30-second response. We go fast right now, Sanju. Jaideep coming to you in a minute. Yes, please, Sanju.
You know, Arnab, you give me 30 seconds, but you're
I don't know what you're saying. Either right now you said because Republic is covering it, you've sacked him. Then you're calling this a kangaroo court. You decide what you're saying, Mr. Mandal. Sanju's responding. Sanju.
You can't call it a scam.
Arnab, you have to stop this guy. You are not able to control this guy.
As a simple
Thank you, Manojit. We're getting a response to what you said.
You are quite
Sanju.
aware of that position of law.
I refuse to debate because Arnab
a political argument.
Control the TMC. Arnab Goswami is unable to rein.
Okay, thank you, Manojit. Sanju.
Yes, thank you. Now please
continue, Sanju.
Heard you.
No, she is terribly angry that you have given more time to me.
Arnab, can you please ask uncouth man to now shut up for a while? We heard you.
God.
Please shut up and let me speak.
Why do you
All right.
Fine, continue. Arnab, I refuse to speak because you are...
Okay, now Manojit, come on. You've spoken a lot. Sanju's responding to you. Two panelists haven't participated on the debate and it's on right now. Sanju.
Don't use such words.
I want to tell you, Arnab, that this SSC scam is not about one man called Partha Chatterjee or about his close confidant Arpita Mukherjee. I want to make this very clear on your channel that the MOS Education of Bengal, Paresh Adhikari's daughter Ankita Adhikari was recruited and her recruitment had to be nullified by the Kolkata High Court. So you have the MOS Education who's involved. You have the previous head of West Bengal Primary Board. You have the previous head of West Bengal Secondary Board. You have Chandan Mondal, a senior TMC leader. You have Sukanta Acharya, a senior TMC leader. These are all people of TMC who are involved. So corruption under Mamata Banerjee is not limited to one or two people. It has been institutionalized. And before Manojit Mandal gives me a bhashan on the Enforcement Directorate, last week on July 27, 2022, the Supreme Court upheld the powers of the ED under Section 3, Section 5 and Section 19, saying the ED can make suo moto arrest when it comes to PMLA violation, which is precisely what the ED has done. So, Manojit, you can come here and start crying on national television But the ED's powers have been
Can I reply to your
Supreme
question,
Court.
madam? Very
all right. I think okay. Jaideep was on the debate. Jaideep is on the debate. Sanju, you made your point. Jaideep hasn't spoken. Neither has Meeta. So I go over to Jaideep. Jaideep.
Yeah. The point here is that the role of the TMC has all along been highly suspect. The TMC did its best, all that it could, to block the High Court from taking any decision. It did all it could to derail the ED probe. It tried to spread calumny. It said that it is all a conspiracy, that the ED is against the state, the opposition parties, etc. It is only and only when such a huge lot of cash was recovered from Orpita Mukherjee's flat that they could not hide anymore, and they had to acknowledge that there was a scam, and that is why Patra Chawl was sacked. It is very, very simple. It is as simple as that. Number two, Mamta, if you ask me, Mamta Banerjee was not aware. Of course she was aware. In 2019, she went to the agitating teachers who had
You
not
knew
got...
you were there now. Look at the
She
way
went there to the press club. Let me speak. She went to the press club. She went to the press club and she told... She acknowledged that there were irregularities out there, and so she assured them. She knew all that. She knew all that. I did not. You did. You did, Mr. Mandal. You did. You and your party people counted that money.
I think you planted the money. You must be knowing. You go to the ED and surrender yourself.
All of
you must go to the ED and surrender because you planted the money.
Of that scam. All of you.
You planted the money. You know, you are a journalist. You planted the money, I think. What's
going on?
So that's why you are so confident this way. Yeah, this person actually involved in planting the money.
If you feel, no, one minute. If you feel, Manojit, 1 minute. If you, Manojit Mandal, you decide now, you decide. You just said that, 1 minute, Mr. Mandal, you have said the money was planted. If the money was planted, then why have you thrown out Partha Chatterjee and made statement after statement dissociating yourself from him?
Ask your friend.
Why have you done that? And do you not acknowledge that this is a public scam? Manojit Mandal, do you acknowledge or not on national television that this is a public scam? Is it not true that the Calcutta High Court, is it not true, Mr. Manojit Mandal, that the Calcutta High Court, while hearing the case, noted irregularities which surfaced, saying these are characteristics of a public scam? And in case you are saying right now, Mr. Manojit Mandal, in case you are saying you are responding to media coverage, then it's also a lesson for you. It is a lesson for you that you will never be able to muzzle the media. You will never be able to muzzle the media. Today on live television, you are acknowledging that it is because of media exposes that you've been compelled to take action against Partha Chatterjee.
I have said of people.
Nobody's muzzling your voice, but you decide. Do you acknowledge there was a prima facie case against Partha Chatterjee or not, Mr. Mandal?
Irregularities in certain cases that don't amount to becoming a
irregularities. Why are we playing with English now? Well, 1 minute. Meeta Chakrabarti, do you acknowledge the ED? Do you acknowledge that the ED has done a fine job in this case?
Okay.
Would you compliment the ED in this case? Would you compliment the ED in this case?
For a minute. Manojit, can you please keep quiet for a minute? Okay, a couple of quick points, and I have not interrupted anyone, so please do not interrupt me right now. In recent times, we have seen that there have been about 27 times of increase in number of cases registered under ED, but the conviction rate remains below 1%.
No, 1 minute. Don't give me history and geography. You tell me Ishkaran is on the debate. Has the ED done a good job or not in this case? Has the ED done a good job? Do you support the ED action in this case? Do you support the arrest of Partha? Do you support the arrest of Arpita? Do you or do you not?
I support the arrest of Partha, but that will depend on
Meeta, do you support the ED's action in this case?
And whether there will be conviction in this case or whether this is just a media narrative that is being built, whether this is just being used as a political negotiation tool between BJP and
So you are supporting the teachers' recruitment scam. You are supporting the scamsters. Unbelievable.
So, no, I am not. I want Patra Chatterjee or whoever is guilty to be booked and arrested. But what I do not want is preferential utilization of central investigating agencies like CBI
right
and
now
ED.
it's
Why
Ishkaran
are the
and
likes
Sanju.
of Shubhendu Adhikari? Why are the likes of Hemant Biswa Sharma? Why are the likes of Mukul Roy are not being interrogated with the same rigor as Partha Chatterjee is being interrogated? I want Partha Chatterjee to be put if he's found
let us
guilty.
let us address the ED point.
Why are the BJP leaders
Arnab, let us straight away address the ED point.
Okay. Damran is out on bail. So Meeta Chakrabarti is a Congress person. She's not a political analyst. She contests.
Shawan.
Thank you, Ms.
Shawan,
Verma,
in
for
the
doing my PR.
Yeah. What?
No, you
can I speak on ED
started
now?
talking about the other cases. The Enforcement Directorate has already filed the cases. They've already filed the charge sheet in those cases.
So
How
why
are you
is
essentially
Shubhendu
saying
Adhikari
that those
not
cases have never been seen
I
into?
Sharuda Naruda scam interrogation is going on for 8 to 10 years. Justice delayed is justice denied. Why are they not?
Then you're forgetting the proceedings of the court.
conviction?
Then you're forgetting the proceedings of the court as far as Sharuda is concerned.
There is a delay. There is a delay. We need to accept that. And why is the conviction
what is
rate
that
so
What
low?
delay?
Why is the conviction
The
rate
court
below
proceedings are
1%?
on in that case.
So below 1%. What my
No,
limited
you
query
first
is,
decide.
I would
You
want
first decide whether
in the
action was
teacher
taken or not.
recruitment-
In Sharuda case, the action was taken. Court proceedings are underway.
It should not be another media narrative. It should
Abhishek.
not just be a
Abhishek, thank you,
for
Sharon.
political
Abhishek.
negotiation.
Yes,
And there
very
should be
famous
clear
lawyer
action
by the name of P. Chidambaram, while explaining the crime of money laundering, said, for money laundering crime to happen, there has to be money, there has to be laundering. Arnab, we have seen the pictures. We have seen the pictures. There is money. It has been laundered to those flats. Now someone has done it. ED is investigating. There is a trail of money. There are some questions that have to be answered. A court of law has given custody of Partha and Arpita to the Enforcement Directorate. What is the problem? The Bengal government led by Mamata Didi has endorsed it in many ways by sacking Partha Chatterjee. So why this denial now?
How?
No,
There is no denial, really.
That's your inference.
Questioning the enforcement directorate.
That's your interested inference.
Started by the enforcement.
It's not an inference. Sacking of Partha Chatterjee is a fact.
Absolutely.
And
No, about the scam. We have taken a call based on the people's voice and the moral standing of the party. You should
People's
listen
voice.
to us.
I mean,
You should follow
please,
us.
please.
I want
And look at
one minute.
He was named by Chatterjee day in and day out.
Against
That
whom
he
there is
extorted
evidence of
6 crores
corruption.
from him. In province of
Look at me.
that very famous real estate structure in
Yeah,
his
you have,
constituency in Kati. Shubhendu
Can I please,
Adhikari.
Anand?
Nothing
You have
happened to him.
already, you have Mr. Mandal. Mr. Mandal, I am of the view, Mr. Mandal, that you have already accepted that there was a public scam by sacking Partha Chatterjee.
That has to be
The
proven
only
in the
question
court
which
of law.
remains to be answered
What
is
we have
how many people
taken
were part of the scam, and you have acknowledged the good work of the ED in a way.
And
You have acknowledged their good
considering the
work.
moral standing of Trinamool Congress, which the BJP and other political parties can't and they don't. Rather, they will love them up. Why are you sending friend requests to this man, madam? Oh, madam BJP, why are you sending friend requests to Partha Chatterjee to ED?
Both louder, please, in the studio. I
You
can't
will
hear.
see, yes, you are going to send him friend request very soon. I'll see. We are waiting for that. The way you love the corruption, Shubhendu Adhikari, Nitish Pramanik, Mukul Roy, Hemant Biswa Sharma, and what not.
I would have to close it at that. I would like to close it by giving Ishkaran a last word, please. Ishkaran is on the debate. Ishkaran, do you believe? Ishkaran.
Arnab, yes. Arnab, one brief point. It is not a mere irregularity where the minister concerned or his aide has 50 crores upwards of recovery done from the home. That's a very basic point. Mr. Mandal has had more time than Mr. Chatterjee had cash in his house. But this reality, he cannot wish away by irregularity. Irregularity does not give you 50 crores. Secondly, ED's enforcement rate or ED's conviction rate, these arguments were raised in the Supreme Court. So why should I answer? The Honorable Supreme Court has answered it by saying these powers are correct. conviction rates are a part of the judicial process. Even civil cases in India take 30 years. That's an entirely separate debate. But that does not take away, as I say again, 50 crores of recovery from somebody's house. And I'm sure in this case, MP, MLA courts are fast-track courts. There will be a fast-track justice.
Mita. Yeah, well, you know, fundamentally, Manojit, in this case, Manojit, Zishan, you know, in politics, you need, Manojit has at least accepted today that he's gone by the public pulse. Professor Manojit Mandal, please remember, Mr. Mandal, please remember that when Republic has been asking questions of the teachers' recruitment scam for many months, in fact, over a year, it has always been met by complete denial from the Trinamool Congress. If there is a lesson that emerges out of this, it is only this and this, Mr. Mandal, that when the uncomfortable reality is being put to you in public interest by the media, there is no point in attacking the media. There is no point in attacking the media. It is important to look at public interest as well, Mr. Mandal.
Did we attack the media? We loved you, Arnab, despite the fact that you have been abusing us for the last 1 year and 3 months. We will always love you with rasgullas, bucket full of rasgullas. Come and have them in Bengal.
I seek no love, but this is truly an acknowledgement of the contribution of the media in bringing these matters to light. This is a public scam. I think we should go to the bottom of it. I thank you all for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, on this trending edition of The Debate, and with a promise to come back tomorrow. Till tomorrow evening. Good night and goodbye.
Amity University has India's largest scholarship program, from which over 25,000 brilliant students have already benefited. Students with over 95% in Class 12 boards get 100% scholarship, and students with over 90% get 50% scholarship. Join brilliant, like-minded students who want to be successful. Apply at amity.edu/scholarships.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
एक ध्यान में रखो, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने उनको अरेस्ट का ये सब फ्रेम बनाई थी, लेकिन संजय राउत झुकेंगे नहीं, डरेंगे नहीं, पार्टी छोड़ेंगे नहीं, जिंदगी के आखिरी क्षण तक शिवसेना में रहेंगे, उद्धव साहब के साथ रहेंगे।
After the Enforcement Directorate conducts mega raids at Shiv Sena spokesperson Sanjay Raut's Maitri residence in Mumbai's Bhandup in connection with Patra Chawl land scam case, BJP leader Kirit Somaiya claims that Raut will very soon become Nawab Malik's neighbor in jail.
लोगों को जेल में डालने की धमकी देने वाले संजय राउत को आज जेल में भेजा जा रहा है। सत्यमेव जयते।
In the 2008 Patra Chawl scam redevelopment case, the ED has arrived at the Maitri residence of Sanjay Raut. Sanjay Raut has been detained by the ED. The situation insofar as the residence of Sanjay Raut remains unchanged.
Sanjay Raut has been arrested and more people likely to be called in.
Look at the mountain of cash!
Rahul Gandhi को हिरासत में लिया।
There is no question of India getting into recession or stagflation. Adirji, you please be assured there is no question of us getting into either a stagflation.
Amity University has India's largest scholarship program, from which over 25,000 brilliant students have already benefited. Students with over 95% in Class 12 boards get 100% scholarship, and students with over 90% get 50% scholarship. Join brilliant, like-minded students who want to be successful. Apply at amity.edu/scholarships.
After claims that Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut had been arrested by the ED, Shiv Sena MP Vinayak Raut extended his support and said that the party will not bow down in front of the Enforcement Directorate. He further added that the veteran politician is not alone and said that they are proud of Sanjay Raut and that he has full support of the people of Maharashtra. Now, after the ED raided Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut's home and detained him in connection with the Patra Chawl landscape, the BJP leader Ram Kadam took a dig at Sanjay Raut on Twitter and said that it was divine punishment and also lauded new democracy. After hours of grilling by the Enforcement Directorate, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut was arrested over non-cooperation incriminating documents recovered by the ED.
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Welcome viewers. Sanjay Raut has no guts. Sanjay Raut has no guts to face the 672 families whose homes were demolished as part of a redevelopment project in Mumbai. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sanjay Raut has no guts. Sanjay Raut has no guts to face them and explain how, while the corrupt developer HDIL made over 1,000 crore profit, one of HDIL's henchmen kept putting money in Sanjay Raut's wife's account. Yes, Sanjay Raut has no guts, ladies and gentlemen. And he won't have the guts as he spends tonight in jail to tell the people of the country how his 672 families remained homeless. He was making money from those who demolished the homes and never gave the families of those who lost their homes a roof over their heads. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sanjay Raut has no guts, and frankly, Sanjay Raut, who the Lutyens media loves, deserves to be hauled over the coals for what he has done. And that is the fact, viewers. You can attack the ED, you can question the ED all you want for the rest of your life. But the question is very simple. Did Sanjay Raut or Sanjay Raut's family make the money? Did they make the money? That's the only question. Did he or his family take unsecured loans from the scam kingpins? Did they or did they not? Did he or his family buy land parcels and flats in Mumbai out of the money that they had received? Did they do that or not? These questions are elementary. The ED is doing its job. All this ridiculous stuff about why is the ED catching the corrupt? What a stupid question. It's an impossibly infantile thought. Why is the ED catching the corrupt? Should we ask the same question in the case of Partha Chatterjee? Should we ask why the ED worked so hard to find 45 crore rupees in cash from flats in Kolkata linked to the TMC leader? Should we ask that question as well? Should we ask why the ED found the proof? Unquestionable proof, undeniable proof, absolute proof in the teachers' recruitment scam. Should we ask that question? And should we also ask why Mamata Banerjee was forced to sack the cash-rich minister after the ED expose? Should we ask that question as well? No, ladies and gentlemen. I say let's get real. The ED is catching proof of solid corruption, of dirty corruption, of anti-citizen unbelievable corruption. Corruption like Sonia Gandhi's corruption in the AJL case. Corruption like Rahul Gandhi's AJL scam. Sonia and Rahul want to blame their ex-party treasurer Motilal Vora, but can they produce one bit of proof? One page of proof, one sentence of proof that Motilal Vora, the late Motilal Vora, made them so rich without their knowledge? Viewers, let's get real. If the ED has caught the corrupt, how can we side with the corrupt? This logic is fundamentally flawed. The debate is not about the ED. The ED is doing its job. The debate has to be about the corrupt, the horribly corrupt, and the totally corrupt. So let's debate, ladies and gentlemen. Let's debate today with the Raut files. Tonight, making a comeback on the debate, the Raut files, we access exclusive details of the 1,000 crore scam in the face of evidence. Can the merit of the charges against Sanjay Raut be dismissed? Debating tonight, debate number 2 this evening. Partha Chatterjee says the mountains of cash, the bags of cash don't belong to me. Who do they belong to then? He says the bags don't belong to him. Who do they belong to? We get the details in debate 2. And here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight. The scam is out. Sanjay Raut is sent to 4 days of ED custody in the 1,000 crore scam.
राउत जी 4 दिन की रिमांड है, 4 दिन की रिमांड. कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप?
Republic questions Sanjay Raut on the money laundering charge. Zero answers as more and more proof emerges. Watch the Raut files tonight. Exclusive details of the Raut files on the show tonight. Threats, witness statements, and solid evidence have been accessed. Over 50 crore in notes and hard cash, but Partha Chatterjee says, no, it's not his money. We ask, whose cash is it anyway?
There is no question of India getting into recession or stagflation.
And after all the noise seeking her reply, the Congress walks out. Finance Minister silences critics, says let the numbers do the talking. And Smriti Irani wins again in the High Court. Big setback to Pawan Khera and Vadra Congress Company as the Delhi High Court backs Smriti's position. And ladies and gentlemen, let me put it simply for you. Property meant for a redevelopment project in the financial capital of the country, meant for the needy, for those who needed their homes, was misused by those with political and corporate links to profiteer to make money. Ladies and gentlemen, the Patra Chawl land scam is about cheating the poor, leaving them with no roof on their head, and buying plush beachside properties in Alibag in the process. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of Sanjay Raut. He deserves no sympathy. This man deserves, and completely deserves, to be hauled over the coals. And with me today are the exclusive details about the Raut files, why the arrest is on merits. Here's the story, and then we debate.
It's a 1,000 crore scam. 672 tenants displaced and cheated, allegedly by Sanjay Raut, in a conspiracy with the PMC scam-accused Vadavans in the financial capital. What followed was a series of transactions involving a construction company allegedly closed